traders, let's talk about the gold. First of all, let's go back here a little bit. So when we look in the superstructure of what is going on here, so we see the structure is start bouncing here. That was the first place, and now price is making this movement and the price is back here. What is the next behavior? What the price action is doing? We see the price is breaking through, going back and retest it and breaking the previous low. So for that moment, this superstructure holder right now is pushing downside because we break lower, retest it, we had to break the structure, retest it, and breaking our previous low. So this holder is pushing downside. So now let's see what's happened this Monday morning, soon as when the market was opening. When we zoom in the same holder here, what we see? So we have this bounce and going up. So end of the Friday and the Monday opening, we see this impulse movement upside, very strong impulse movement, and then the market is changing and going, and what we see next now, how this impulse candlestick body glows under this impulse movement upside. You see how this candlestick body glows under? There is space here, and this body is closed here under that. So there is our first information what is pushing downsides. Exactly what is the major structure, superstructure, the previous holder. You can look, there is so many structures inside here. Yes, but if you look in the superstructure, that's the main holder here right now. What is holding the price and break, retest, and going lower. This zone is still pushing downsides. So we have now our first detail, the first information what is supporting the main holder. Following that, what we have? We have the principle, and the principle is the same: break, retest, and start breaking the lows. We have the break here, we break the lows, retest it, and breaking the lows again. Again, the price action is following the main holder here right now. So what's going on here? Price is bounce. That's a huge candlestick. Price is ranging, bounce, and going back. The same thing what was happening now inside that structure. That's the same zone between now this structure and this structure. This holder is the same holder what is here, but that holder is just the superstructure holder. This one here is the minor structure holder. Idea and the principle and the information what I'm looking is exactly the same, but just one is superstructure, one is a minor structure. Idea and the principle is same. And what was this? What was this principle? Break, retest, starting breaking the lows, break, retest, and starting breaking the lows. So this zone is pushing downside now again. The price is here, going back to the retest, bounce, and start going lower. So this zone is doing the same thing again. So we have already pretty good information. Like this sell opportunity here is already perfect because you have all these opportunities. Maybe this is too quick, but still possible if you are, little bit higher and higher. If you are more risk taker. And now we have the first strong bearish pattern here. Very strong bearish pattern. Again, supporting shorts. And the price is going back here now. So if you take this entry here, stop loss last week high here, where is your take profit? Where is the new structure holder? What we see here is just the lows. There's nothing what is kind of holding the structure up. It's just continuation movement. Here we see this is a definitely structure. But where's the next one? Because it's the major movement. Here you see the structure is holding, holding, holding. And what that holder is doing is pushing higher. So the idea of this movement, all this movement back to up here, when we get, you know, rejected in opposite sides, let's say there is fear, what's pushing all the price action down. There is fear there, and now we start respecting the fear. So idea is to go back in the original place where we found the energy in the first place, and that place was here. That was the first place where we found the energy all the way to the push this superstructure holder. And if you take that entry, your take profit is going to be the same zone here, because that's the main area. And the second opportunity, stop loss last week high, and take profit is going to be the same. Two nice opportunities yesterday. What do you think about that? And now maybe if you have some kind of not understanding the structures quite well, so the one thing is here, it doesn't matter if you look in the outside, the big picture, or if you look in the inside, the minor picture, it's working the same. So idea, if the structure is, let's say we have structure, we have holder, we have structure, and let's say we have structure here, and now we have structure. So all those structures is bouncing, bounce, 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 bounce. So now this structure is bouncing under here, bounce, 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 bounce. Now this structure is try to shift back in this place, but things get rejected, and this is the cause. It let it go. So what the price action is do, it let it go of the holder, and it's dropped somewhere. Where is the new holder? It's gonna drop back here. Where is the new holder? Because the prices get rejected here, and the prices get rejected here. But now if you zoom out, this is gonna be still the one structure. Depends how much you zoom in, because I can zoom in right now here. Ooh. What's going on here? Something is not working. Why I cannot move? Anyway, little restart here. Back editing. And if you zoom in here, doing the same thing. What? I don't know, I don't understand this thing. But in here, the market is doing the same things. And then let it go. And here can be another one. And now bouncing back up. Here, bounce here, maybe something like that. More you zoom in, more you see these structures. And now the same thing is the main one. What is bouncing right now here is all this one. What is bouncing on this main holder? Things. What's happened? The price broke under. That's the next structure here. And look at how the price is letting go. Super strongly. Price just let it go, and now price was going back here. So this is bounce back here. But what was happening? The price was strong. This one here was just downs. The weight inside here, the fear and weight inside is just so strong. This price action bounce going back in this area. Going back in this area. This is just, roughly around the structure view. But that's the structure view, how the structure is working. But now you have to kind of find your own way to see these structures, because you have to figure out how you see the structures. Not it's how to say, because you have to you have to make a friendship there to trust what you're seeing and what you're thinking and thoughts. You have to trust that, and that's why you have to trust yourself to actually, if you see something, to take that action or take that risk. And that's, here we get super good information to start shorting back to this area, and here we get another information because we have this huge strong break what was already supporting. And interesting here is, if you look in the structure here, I'm going to bring this structure here, and now what was above that structure was structure, but if you look in inside, we have the perfect M pattern here inside this structure. If you're looking, let's say that, and where these things get rejected was again the previous holder. Like all these three zones, this holder, and this holder, they're all same. They're all same. They're measuring where something is start and where can be something end. Let's say example, if you want to start selling here, or you're gonna take this pullback, where is your take profit? Your take profit is back to this area. This entry here, this retest entry here, or the second retest entry here. All those entries, stop loss somewhere around here, and all day profit was here, every single one. Because that's something where you can be sure. Of course you can hold more if there is previous structures, you can hold more and doing some incredible things. That's just how strong your mind is. For example, back in the days when there was something start going here, and that's my first entry, I'm gonna enter here again, and let's say I'm gonna enter now, I'm gonna take this holder here, I'm gonna enter here again, and some all those highs I'm gonna enter here again, and maybe even here, or maybe even here, but all my take profits are here. All the way I'm gonna just add up. That's something what you can do, and it's all about what kind of trader you are. Me personally, I am the risk taker trader. I'm taking the risks, and other side is you are the strategics. Basically, you're using the strategy to how to say, to planning your vision, something like that. But risk taker is, we kind of more feel it, because if you're a risk taker, that's mean you are already path of the self mastery. And what is the self-master? It is one of those points. There is the emotional control, and that's the pure emotion what is happening through the human behavior and through the candlestick secret language what we see here. But that's the pure human behavior. And if your emotional are controlled, not by control but more smooth and mastery behind that, you feel those moments because you know you've been there, but you don't let those things kind of shape your new thoughts and new energy what you start building up to do something. That's why we are thinkers and we are thinking about trading, just gathering information, and then we have courage and boldness to take those trades. Exactly what is risk. You take the risk and step further. You take the risk and step further. That's the way of the warrior. But right now, if you're a strategic thinker, there is not kind of, you have no feelings, you have no maybe some kind of extra think. Basically, you don't have time to have those kind of extra more deep thinkers, because the strategic and strategy behind that, it's kind of like business model, and the business model and trading, there is zero connection, at least for my mind. I don't see the connections behind the business and the trading mastery. But of course, what is happening in this world right now looks like everything is everything is business around this world right now. There is no anymore this original authenticity thinkers and thoughts, and just kind of go with the flow. It's not anymore. Everything is like bomb business, bomb business, bomb business. Every single little detail is turned around in a business, and that's what we see all around the social media and everywhere. It's just flashy and shiny business and nothing else. And it's there is the yin and yang between the business, the good and bad. There is a huge difference. Mostly, it is the other side, because strategy, analysis, execution, long-term focus, problem solving, and all those things, they are, I don't know, it sounds like kind of rules, but there is no deeper thoughts or deeper feelings behind that. It's almost like you're going in a job interview and, yeah, this is what you have to do. It's just part of something what is just a pretty word, what is kind of made up. It's not real. There is no structure behind the word. What is going in the deep meaningful, things and blissfulness. There is no connection there. But somehow they sound a little bit more. But there is the distraction. People just follow those words and they are thinking they're doing the great and awesome things. But yeah, and overall I'm just talking about purely my mind and how I'm seeing things. And of course, my journey and everything is totally on the other side, the self-mastery and in this kind of things. But right now we talk about trading, and in the deep, on the ground level, what is, what kind of trader you are. It's just two things: risk taker or strategic thinker. And that's the two things where we can go in, those directions. But now is what kind of person you are. Are you a risk taker or are you a strategic thinker? Basically, the risk taker is kind of warrior movement. You're like, yeah, I feel it, and boom, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go do the venture. I'm gonna, learn myself I'm gonna learn the balance, every those, inner strength, the growth in the mindset, personal development, confidence, emotional mastery. It's all inside the risk taker. If you going and make those journeys, if you just stand in one place and you're thinking you move one thing to there, and of course it's for risks, but if it's the true risk taker or not, you have to understand there's something more. It's let's say I'm gonna boil my potatoes like 5 minutes more, and then maybe there is not so good food anymore. Of course it take the risk, but you cannot calculate this risk. Let's say I'm gonna climb right now that mountain with minimal care. That's the risk, and they both are risk, but there is so much different between those two risks. And the same thing is the strategic thinkers. You have all those executions and long-term focus and the analysis and all those little details, but now the world is kind of seeing one part of it. Because if you are going, let's say, the journey of the self-mastery, you have to have all those things in your mind. They both win, the risk and the strategic thinkers, both of those have to be in your mind. But what I'm feeling right now is through this world is we have all those same words, but some force is forcing, we have those words, but we don't put the deep thinking behind that, and we don't see the similar connections where those words are playing through in the other places in our mind and in our inner journeys. And that's the thing, people are not focusing in those. They just take the words and focusing on that and building something, business models and everything around it to gain more and gathering more, and to bring those words out of the spiritual world in the material world, and like kind of keep those words in that kind of world. But what is the material world? It's everything what you see, what is around you. But to realize what kind of trader you want to be, you have to look inside. Everything what is inside. Self-discipline, self-understanding, and self-mastery. If you just look in the material world, you don't even have idea there is something even exists in the world of you. So let's say example, self-understanding. What is self-understanding? We have awareness, clarity, authenticity, emotional intelligent, all those little details. But now if you write those words down, try to go deeper. Take the word clarity and, let's say example, you take the word clarity and try to find other connections of that word. If you are already doing the self-understanding. But now it's the thing, you have to find those words, because it's you. I cannot give you those words. I can give you the way to go those places, but you have to go those places and you have to figure out yourself. And that's how you see there is something all the time behind it. Self-discipline, focus, consistency, self-control, commitment, willpower, all those words, same thing. Write those words down and try to go more deeper. And more you go in deeper, that's you there. Because let's say example, I'm gonna do the example here. Let's say you have words and now you go in that direction, that direction, that direction, that direction. You have another words, another one, you found another one, something here, and you found another something here, but let's say you found something here and maybe something here. So those things are here, and this one are connected, and then this one, and let's say this one and this one is connected, and let's put something here, and let's say this one and this one are connected, and let's just say something here more. So now let's say you found some kind of something like that, but now to understanding yourself, your truly self, is to find your own way. Let's say this was your way. So now that's your journey, and those gonna be your patterns here and strong points. How you gonna reinforce those places here. So let's say, example, you have a new journey, or you do something, or let's say you're mastering the trading mindset. You have all this noise here. Example, you have all this noise here, but you see, okay, I see something there, I see something there, I see something there, and I see something there. Let's say all those blocks are the same words, but all like, rounding a lot more, not just example those same words, but just the words. And now more you have this inner journey, the inner founding yourself and founding these original pathways, because we're talking about hundreds of or even thousands of words, and everywhere is the same movement there. You're founding your original pathway, and now if you see those words and now you feel those words, you can have your pathway there inside the noise, and only you can support there. Let's say this structure here, let's say you see, oh, there is something, you see here is something, you see here is something, you see here is something, and you see here is something, but all behind it is pure noise. So how you can connect those points? How you can connect those points? More you do that work, more work you put behind it to actually understand your own inner world, there is more opportunities and possibilities to see this work, this craft, what is behind those places. And now you're gonna use your own development in how you are seeing these places, because the thing is, if you have this one here, the flow between these words and patterns and stuff, we have to understand the places, because every single word is the specific place where it stands, through the hertz, through the colors, through the shapes, through the patterns. That every single word, like there is no possible every word is in the same line, like every single word is here. No, this word can be here, this one 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 here, and this is going above it, this is going below it. And we have all the time 180. We can every single time. But now we have to realize those things and see the journeys and patterns behind it. That's why we have to put everything in the work. And the main idea is all those places became the muscle memory, because then if you look in that, you see everything what is behind there. You see the structural lines, the principles, the patterns, the movement, the human behavior, and so on, the psychology and philosophy, behind all those movements. But if all those movements are now the pure muscle memory, it is much smoother to take those risks. And there is no strategics behind it. You're just following kind of your gut, and you are trusting your words, you're trusting your feelings, you're trusting your thoughts. And that's what you're gonna do, because every those single points what you see in this market is purely you. No one else sees that point. You see that. You see like, what is going on here? Now you have to understand why you say that, what is going on here. And if you see the journey behind that, let's say all those words here, if you see the journey behind it, what was changing something inside here, more stronger you see, let's say this kind of pattern here, more you understand the flow, more you understand this flow here. And then you see the attention, what is building up all this peak pattern, what was making the movement, and just boom, okay, break down. And if you're just following the information with how to put the energy or the guidance behind that, you're just gathering, there is much more smoother to take those trades. Otherwise you can caught with emotions, you put too many values behind those points, because you're creating this point much more bigger than it actually is. And overall we have to understand we are against the world's smartest people, the market makers. They are world's smartest people, and they have power and money to move this market. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna finish today, and tomorrow we're gonna speak more about that. The same thing, to understanding what kind of trader you are, and going back this original trading mindset, not this business what is going on around this world, because looks like everything is business around this world and nobody paying attention. The self-understanding, the self-mastering, the discipline, and everything, who you actually are, and everything is kind of behind the clouds and behind the noise and manipulation. Oh, more business, more business, more business, more that. I have now, I don't know, like people are, I have like 100 cars and I want more. I have like 10 houses, I want more. I want more. I want that, more. It's all started because of business, and all started because of that and that and that. All this world for my mind is kind of destroyed and broken, and looks like people love it. So yep, there is nothing I can do there, and I don't even want to do, because like I said, everything what I'm speaking here through this YouTube is just purely in my mind, what I'm thinking, what are my thoughts, and mostly here what I'm speaking every single day is pure in it is my muscle memory. Everything here, like every single video, is just my muscle memory, and you know, through those trades I'm talking about what was the things in my mind in that current point. Because if you follow, like in that point, what most people don't do, they don't know where the price even is right now. They're looking like, oh, there is nothing here. But you have to look to figure out this point here. I have the information top here all the way down here. That's the information what I'm gathering here. So inside here I get the information what the superstructure and the major information. Now inside here I have the minor information and the micro information. And what's going on, the superstructure is pushing downside, and the major is pushing downside. Now the minor and micro is pushing downside, so the minor and micro are following the overall principles in the superstructure and the major information. And that's what I'm doing. And what is happening basically is 1 here, 1 plus 1 equals opportunity 3. 1 plus 1 never equal 2. It's equal to only the material world, where is kind of nothing. There is no depthness. There is no something what is above, something is below. There is no balance. There is no life in it. Everything what's equal 1 plus 1 equals 3. Everything there is life in it. So here you are, boys. Another video and another thought. And I'm gonna see you every single one tomorrow video, and we're gonna continue talking some just crazy stuff, because looks like in eye of the system I am the crazy person or people, looks like, because there's something like you have to be crazy enough to change the world. Anyway, I'm gonna finish today. Thank you, and I'm see you every single one tomorrow. Gracias, ciao.